Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Lakshya and Lakshana are like our two eyes in the sense that both are very important. Now we need two eyes to be able to have a proper eyesight. Similarly, Lakshya and Lakshana, which means that Lakshya refers to the practical elements in music and Lakshana refers to the theoretical aspects of our music. So for the development of music itself, we see that this Lakshya and Lakshana have to go hand in hand. Well, Lakshya or the practical aspects gives us through practice or performance what is the feature of a particular ragam. I'm going to talk about the Raga Lakshana only today. One ragam I'm going to take up for you to explain in detail about this. And Lakshana is about the theory or what is the grammar which goes behind the ragam. Now, of course, for a complete understanding of a ragam, for a student of music, it is important to kind of learn many songs in that particular ragam. This every good guru who teaches you will advise you and say that if you want to understand Todi, learn many compositions in Todi. If you want to understand Shankarabharanam, learn as many compositions as possible in Shankarabharanam. Why? Why do they say that? Because of the fact that compositions kind of help to freeze a raga for posterity. And when you learn, for example, some of our greatest composers, every time, of course, when we talk about Vagyekara, we think only of mainly of the Trinity, Tyagarajar, Dikshadhar, Shyama Sastri. So, for example, if I take Tyagarajar and say Karahara Priya, immediately we can see that he has composed so many compositions in Karahara Priya, and each composition gives a different facet of the ragam. So understanding the Lakshana of the ragam in different colors and hues is possible only if you know the composition. Again, from composer to composer also the thought process becomes very different. So the same ragam, for example, today I'm going to discuss Saveri, and I'll also show you how each composer looks at it from a different dimension. For example, Tyagarajar may look at Saveri in a different way, Dikshadhar in a different way, Shyama Sastri in a different way. The composers who came later may have different thought process on the same ragam. Now, also it is quickly for a preliminary student of music. Of course, seniors and advanced people, performers will know about this. But for the student, let me make it very clear that each one's thought process gives a different dimension. Does not mean that whatever swaras Saveri take, that will be altered. It is not like that. So if Saveri say, which is a Janya of Maya Malagala, takes the Shuddha Rishabha, every other composer would take only Shuddha Rishabha. It doesn't mean that just because he is feeling that his creativity is at its best, he will use a Chatushruti Rishabha or a Shatruti Rishabha just as a passing note and all that. So that is where I say that the Lakshana is very important because every composer understands the grammar of the ragam when he is going to compose a composition. Today we look into Saveri, which is supposed to be quite a very old ragam, and a very Rakti ragam in the sense that it has got a lot of gamakas embedded in it and it offers a vast scope in terms of exposition also. That is why we see that many composers have attempted compositions in this. Also, we see that there are many musical forms, right from the Geetam to the Varnam to many kritis in different Kala Pramanas, the Madhyama Kala, the Chauka Kala Pramana, different Oedipus. Then there are also Padams in this ragam. So that way it gives immense scope and possibilities for different compositional forms also to be composed in it. Now let us first look at the Arohana Avarona. As I said, it is a Janya of the Maya Malava Gaula Raga. So it is a Audava Sampurna Ragam in the sense that it takes 5 notes while going up and 7 notes while coming down. Like, first let me sing it plain. But that is not how Saveri sounds. You have to use the gamakas, coming back to the same subject of gamakas, which give the typical identity to that particular ragam. So first the scale is like Sari Ma Pa Da Sa Sa Ni Da Pa Ma Ga Re Sa. This is the scale. But if it has to come alive as a ragam, you have to use all the gamakam and make it like Sari Ma Pada Sa Ni Da Pa Ma Ga Re Sa. This is the basic arona avrona here. So we call it a gamaka varika rakti raga in the sense that every note gives room for the gamakam, like Sari. The re is used with gamakam. Again the ga, pa ma ga re. So the oscillation on the ga, Sari ma pa. Or sometimes you see that though we say that the Panchama is an Achalaswara or does not admit of any kind of gamaka or oscillation, you see that sometimes Sari ma pada ma ni da pa ni da pa ni da pa ma ga re. So the pa also sometimes admits of some kind of a oscillation, depending on the context. As such, the pa is supposed to be a straight note like sa pa. But in some context, you will see that the pa also gets some kind of a minute oscillation, depending on the context. Now, coming back to Saveri, here also we see that though sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. So, sari ma, the ma in its plane with a light kind of a kampita also gives it a beauty. Or without the panchama, ni da ma ga re, pada ni da pa, ni da ma ga re, da ma ga re, sari ma ga re. So these kind of phrases lend a kind of a distinct beauty to the ragam itself. Coming to the ragam, when I said that it is quite ancient, it also means that it finds its reference in many texts also. Like, for example, the Sangeeta Makaranda, the Sangeeta Samayasara also make a mention of the Saveri Ragam. In Tamil, you see that there is a saying which kind of extols the greatness of this Ragam. This Ragam has been held in great exalted status, I would say. And for that only I said that this Tamil saying, for example, it says, தீர்த்தங்களில் சிறந்தது காவேரி, ராகங்களில் சிறந்தது சாவேரி. So it compares the Saveri to the Kaveri, which is supposed to be one of the most auspicious river of the south. So it again I repeat, தீர்த்தங்களில் சிறந்தது காவேரி, ராகங்களில் சிறந்தது சாவேரி. And even in Dikshadar's Kriti, Kari Kalabamukam, you see that he makes a mention of the Kaveri and the Saveri in a beautiful context like Kari Kalabamukam, where you say Kaveri Tatastitam Saveri Raganutam Kari Kalabamukam. And there is also mention here like Kaveri Snanam, Saveri Ganam, giving the importance that Kaveri Snanam, a bath in the, or a bathing in the Kaveri is very auspicious. Similarly, Saveri Ganam or singing the Ragam Saveri is also very, very auspicious. As we saw in the Kriti, now I sang also, Kaveri Tatastitam Saveri Raganutam, making a beautiful comparison between the Kaveri river and the Ragam Saveri as also equally auspicious. Now, as I said, this Ragam is seen very distinctly to be used in many compositional forms. And the first one I would like to take is the Saveri Varnam, which is, I would say, a very, very traditional Varnam, incorporating all the beauties and the intricacies of Saveri Varnam in the most exquisite form. Like, சரசூடைய நே நே கோரி சால மாருலு This is a Pallavi. So again here I would like to make a mention how Varnams are very, very important in terms of understanding the ragam, where you have some Sahitya which incorporates, when you translate, they have an, or notate it, there is a Swaram embedded in it. But there are also Swara passage which gives explicitly, it gives us an understanding of the Swaram, like Sari Gari Sari Sagari Sanida Pada Ri Sagari Gasari the Sari Mapa da pa bari mapa da Sari Sapamada Panida ni Vada Mapa Sari Mabada ni da Nida pa ma pa sa nida pa da ri sa nida pa ma da pa nida pa da sa ri kari ri da kari sa nida da sa nida pa ma gari sa nida ri sa nida pa ma gari sa da. This was composed by Kottavasal Venkatrama Iyer. Now, every swara in a traditional value-based varnam will have a purpose. So, here, the purpose is the focus of the nishada in its various colors. I'll sing it again for you to understand, or rather, for you to understand Saveri itself through this, like Sari Gari Sari Sagari Sanida Sanida Re Sagari Gasari da Sari Mapa, then da da pa bari mapa da Sari sa pa ma da pani da ni ba da mapa Sari mapa da ni da pa ma pa sa ni da ba da, like this. So many shades of the nishada get reflected through the different phrases. Here also, the varnam is indicative of many subtle things which when we look into it deeply, you'll understand. So, sari gari gari, that is the notation of the first phrase. Sarasuda. So, sari gari gari. Actually, if you look at the sthana of this Gandhara, in terms of being a Janya of Maya Malagala, it should be like Sariga. That is the sthana of that Gandhara. But there is also a grammar. These are all the things you should observe in a Varnam, especially where you see that the Gandhara did not occur in the Arohana, but the Gandhara occurred only in the Avarohana, like Sari Ma Pa. There was no Gandhara, but Pa Ma Ga Ri Sa. The same principle occurs also to the Nishada, where you see that the Nishada did not occur in the Arona, so it becomes like Pada Sa, but Sa Ni Da Pa, it comes as part of the Avarohana. And generally, as a rule, from the Lakshana point of view, I could say that when the Gandhara or some note is absent in the Arohana, but occurs in the Avarohana, then its Shruti value kinds of becomes diminished. This is some principle which comes naturally. Whether it's a Lakshya following the Lakshana or the Lakshana following the Lakshya is a different matter. But instead, if you look at Mayamala Gola Gandhara, Sari Ga, but here Sari Ga Sari, where the Ri kind of relies on the Sa, the Ga again gets diminished and becomes a part of the Ri. Sari Ga Sari Sari Pa Ma. Now that same Ga in a different context, see Pa Ma Ga. The oscillation of the Ga here, when it becomes a part of the Avarohana in a straight form, the Gandhara becomes like Pa Ma Ga Maga 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 Maga. That sound is different from Sari Ga Sari, or like Ni Da Ma Gari Sa Ni Da Ma Gari to Padani Ramagari Padani Pada. So the same ni, when it comes in the context of Sani, then it becomes of a higher Shruti value as if it sounds in Mayamalagala. But Padani Padamagari Dani Padamapa, then the Shruti value becomes less. So all this is also embedded in the Varnam. So you have to carefully study the Varnam. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of time also, I would say. You have to really devote a lot of time and sit in a relaxed pace and try to look into the deeper layers of the Varnam to understand the Ragam. It is not about just mechanically singing Saveri Varnam, then after that Hamsadwani, Mohanam. So it's not about like the count or the quantity that matters, and you say that I know 100 Varnams, I know 50 Varnams. That is not the end purpose. Even if you know 10 Varnams, you should be able to know them deeply to have an understanding of the Ragam, and that is very, very important. Now let us look at some of the compositions in Saveri. Before that, let me make a few sancharas for you to understand how the raga moves. So, Sari Ma Pada Sa Sani Da Pa Ma Gari Sa Pa Ma Ga Ri Re Sari Pa Ma Ga Ri Sari ma ma ri ma pa pa ma pa da sa ri ga ri sa ni da ga ri ga sa ri da ri sa ni da ni da pa ma ga ri sa ri ma pa da sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa ri pa ma ga ri. As I mentioned earlier also, the composition gives us a very kind of understanding of the different dimensions of the ragam. So, an example of Tyagarajar, Darita Pule Kavedite Darita Pule. This was in a Deshaditalam. Or other compositions of his Rama Bhagana. Or a slightly rarer composition of his in Mishra Chaputalam. Inte tamasa maite nirtani sayrinto. Inte tamasa maite nirtani sayrinto. Yuto Rama or a beautiful Divyanama Sankirtana in this ragam in Tishra Nadai, a very interesting one. Balamu Kulamu Yela Rama Bhakti Kara Nayamu Balamu Kulamu Yela Rama Bhakti Karanamu Velayu Sakala Sidulilla Ventavachu Gani Menu Balamu Kulamu Yela Rama Bhakti Karanabu. Now, I sang just 3 compositions. See, but how the same composer, as I told you, explores different dimension. Darita Pule Darisa. That's how it begins that. Rama Geri Geri Sa. That is one way of starting. Or Inte Sarima. That was another way of starting. Or Balamu Kulamu Sa 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 Ri Ri Ri. So there are different ways in which even the same composer can look into the dimensions of the same ragam. Another important composer, of course, here is Sri Muthuswami Dikshidhar, who has composed many compositions, and one among them like Sri Ragaja Gopala Bagala Shri. Saveri is again supposed to be a forte of the third composer among the Trinity, Shyama Sastri, where he has composed beautiful compositions like Duru Suga Kripa Juchi Santata Maroga Drida Sharira Muga Salupunanu 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 Duru Suga Dari Sada. See the beautiful way of looking at this Saveri itself, or Dikshidhar itself, the one I sang before, Kari, Kari, starting from Gari. Now, another very famous composition of Shyama Sastri in the Tishranada, Shankari Shankuru Chandramukhi Akhilandeshwari Shankari Shankuru Chandramukhi Akhilandeshwari Shabhavi Sarasija Bhavavandite Gauri. Coming to another post-Trinity composer, Periyasamy Thuran, a very famous song of his, Takita. Muruga, Muruga, Yendral, Urugado, Muldal, Ullam, Muruga, Muruga, Yendral, Urugado, Muldal, Ullam, Varuvai, Varuvayildral, Varivode, Varayo, Muruga. Koteswara, who has composed compositions in all the 72 Melagarthas, has also composed compositions in other ragams apart from the 72, like in the same Saveri, Velaya Daya Vilaya Ayya Velaya Daya Vilaya Yena Karul Shaya Manamillaya Shingara Velaya Daya Vilaya Yena Karul Shaya Manamillaya Shingara Velaya Daya Vilaya. Going back to Sri Swati Tirunal, who composed the Navaratri Kritis. In that, one of the Kritis is in the Saveri itself, like Devi Pagavane Seve Charane Devi Pagavane Seve Charane Te Buddha Vagane. Where you also have the Madhyama Kala Sahityam like भावुकदायि कटाक्ष विलासिनि भारती देवी सदा कुशलं भुवनेश्वरि देवी पावनी. In the domain of compositions, as I said, there are so many composers who have composed in this ragam Saveri, and I could probably just show you a few examples. Now, in the domain of Viruttam, which is sung after the main piece, the Saveri becomes a very kind of, it comes alive so beautifully. Suppose I take the example of Viruttam like Petrathai Tanai Maga Marandalum, where பெற்றதாய் தனை மகமறந்தாலும் பிள்ளையை பெரும் தாய் மறந்தாலும். Like this you can keep going on. Or another, this can be actually fitted into any Vrittam for that matter. So suppose a common, another very popular, Pachai Mamale Pol Meni Pavaravai Kamala Sengan. பச்சை மாமலை போல் மேனி பவளவாக கமல செங்கல் அச்சுத அச்சுத அமரர் ஏரே ஆயர்த்தம் கொள்தே. Like this we can keep going on, and this becomes very effective as a Vrittam ragam also. And just a small alapana for you to show the gamut of the ragam. If you are going to sing an alapana, a sprinkle of swaras to show you. Let's take the same example of Velaya Daya Velaya. Velaya Daya Velaya Dada Babari Velaya Pada Pada Baba Mabada Baba Gari Zari Baveli Dada Dani Baba Bada Baba Mababa Dada Baba Gari Zada Sari Bavelia Dasari Gari Zani Dari Zani Dasani Daba Mavelia Bada Baba Mabada Bada Baba Bada Baba Gari Zari Bagari Rima Baba Gari Dada Baba Gari Rini Dasani Daba Mave Velaya Dayavilaya Like this we saw here through this Saveri Raga Lakshanam, what a Rakti Ragam, what a heavy Ragam, what a elaborate Ragam, what a Ragam which gives so much of scope. That kind of a ragam is Saveri. And from just a point of note here also, that even in the pre-Trinity time, in the composition of Annamacharya, in the compositions of Purandaradasa also, we see that there is a mention of the Saveri, which also shows that it's a very, very ancient ragam. Thus, we see that Saveri as a ragam has got much scope in terms of compositions being composed, different forms of compositions being composed. And in the domain of Manodharma also, we see that it offers us immense scope for elaboration.